It's Horsegirl time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the figma Umamusume Pretty Derby Mejiro McQueen. This is one of the main characters of the second season of Umamusume and one of the characters in the game, which is currently taking over the world by storm. Now, I myself only have gotten into like the whole Horsegirl thing because I think it's hilarious how we have horse races and replace the horses with cute anime girls. God damn it, Japan, why are you so smart? Anyway, let's have a look at the figure. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit me up with a comment. Who's your favorite character from Umamusume? And also, very special shout out to the inside of the box. You have like a figma logo with the Umamusume logo. Kind of like a, winner's podium background, whatever. Happy to say that she does stand on her own, but just for like standing up straight poses. Nothing too fancy, but size of the character, she goes up to 13.5 centimeters, 14 if you count the horse ears. And for your inches, that means we're going up to 5.5 and a little over that, considering if you're counting the head or the ears. Size comparisons.
Here's Jolter, SH Figure Arts Sangoku, SH Figure Arts Satono Diamondo, Snail Shell, Tactical Mate Kazune Tokiwa, and Darkseid.
Overall look and detail, and the big question is, does this figure capture the look of the anime Horsegirl? The answer is yes, absolutely. But starting off with the face sculpt, beautiful big eyes, nice and detailed in there. Then we have the hair, is fairly simple, but the paint on there is accurate and nicely done, and we even have some shading in the ears. I mean, considering the detail in there and how clean it is, have like maybe the tiniest bit of bleeding on the sides, but yeah, something that you will barely notice. Not the prettiest hinge in the back for the hair, but it's important for the running poses. Then we got some white and some black in the entire outfit, and a little ribbon in the front part. I don't know about this armband, there's a weird logo on there. Please let me know down in the comments. It's probably like the family crest, the McQueen crest, right? Beautiful gold accents going around the wrists area, the sleeves, and a little bit more white. Once again, fairly clean. There it goes over the line in some parts, but again, small, very small issues where I'm not really too miffed about it. Then we have the entire dress part, have some more gold buttons and a chain that goes around the entire waist. And obviously we have some more articulation parts. We'll have a look at how they perform. Generally speaking, I feel like the look of the figure is mostly clean. Obviously this cuts it up a little bit, but once again, I think it's very important that we can move these things up, move the flaps up, so we get some cool running poses out of this figure. Then we go down to the black skirt, simple enough, soft plastic, and it's pantsu time. Yeah, we have like a little bit of granny panties going on over there, but then again, like if you're running in the skirt, you don't really want to flash a thong in there. Then we have the tail also in the back with one of the weirdest and worst connections in the world, as it already disconnects. Yeah, I don't know, it's packed in, and then we have a hinge, and then we have a swivel. It doesn't look great, and doesn't really, I mean, it does hold a pole, so that's, I guess it could be worse. Then we go down to the legs. They are hollowed out in the back once again, so we can really bend the knees all the way, and down to her shiny shoes. I mean, the paint is just really clean. I'm happy with it. And we have horseshoes under there, of course. For the articulation, first and foremost, the horse ears can be swiveled around, and I don't know why my camera has so much issue focusing today. Please focus. Then we have the big hinge in the back, brings the hair up a nice amount. And then you can also see the big ball hinge in the back for the head, goes to another ball. So you can actually, now if you straighten it out, goes up, and you can just shift it down to lower the neck area. But if you want the full range of it, pull it forward, goes back and forth, does tilt side to side, and does go all the way around, no issue there. Shoulder connection is like a really weird one. Usually we have the double ball connection, but here they just like have a peg that ends on a ball. As such, it's not really that great. Forward motion is really heavily blocked by the chest area. Backward is fine. Upward, is can also swivel it, not all the way around. That's as much as you get out of it. It's not great. I don't think they put a bicep swivel. No. Could have hidden the bicep swivel under there, but they didn't decide to do that. Then we have, okay, also like the rotation. Man, the shoulder articulation kind of sucks. So we can't bring this up, but we do have a ball hinge, which kind of cuts up the entire mold. And you can swivel it, but always be careful if you swivel your ball hinges in this area. Because if you bend it in like the wrong area, and if you bend it in the wrong direction, it might just snap off. But we do have a little bit of wiggle motion. I guess that makes up for the lack of shoulder articulation. For the hand, it is on the ball hinge, goes up and down, can be rotated around, no issue here. The chest area is a little bit wobbly, goes nicely forward, but I would have wished for it to go like a little bit farther forward, farther back. Again, running poses. That's the idea, and that's like one of the main features of the figure. So also the torso part, the black coat torso part, can be swiveled a little bit to the side. And then we have the big flaps on the side, which make part of her coat. Those are on ball hinges in the back, so you can bring that up, and you can also rotate it out. Honestly, it looks pretty good, and for the most part it does cover up any gaps, of course, if you're going like something crazy, but we still get it. It lines up fairly nicely, and you still get it out to like a certain degree. And try to line it up without it looking too crazy. Also, there's like part of her, like I don't know why this isn't painted, or like why didn't they paint it in like in her shirt, because lifting it up like that, it really looks weird, like it's just growing out of her sides. Then we have the tail, which with the disconnecting ball peg in there, so you can bring this up all the way. It's also, I don't know why you made a swivel on there when you can also just swivel it on the peg itself, which just likes to disconnect on my copy. Please let me know if you have this figure, if this is like a common issue, if that's just my crappy quality control luck once again. By the way, it has 2 holes, well actually 3 holes, one for the tail, and then one for the base, and then another one for the base. I guess once again, if you want to put it into a running pose, it's better to use the lower hole. Man, talking so much about holes. Really weird. Then we have the hip part, which can be pulled down, and you rotate it all the way around. Back and forth motion is not too shabby with that. And I mean, the swiveling is fine. Then the legs, let me see, you can move this up a tiny bit. Like, we have a cut in the skirt on the side, but the skirt doesn't really budge that much. And do we have some paint rubbing off? No, I don't see anything, at least yet. So forward motion, kick is fine, goes out to the side once again. Like, it is soft-ish plastic, but it's so thick that it really like pulling you back and to the back. But anyway, I mean, legs, yeah, it's kind of limited by the skirt. Then we have a simple ball hinge in the knee and the boot. Once again, there was an opportunity to hide a swivel on the top part of the boot, but they didn't do that. Why? Laziness. Then we have another ball hinge in her high heel, goes back and forth, and the pivot isn't really great, but I think this is one way you can pivot the upper part, but then it doesn't really line up so well anymore. But you can do that. You just pivot the ball hinge in like a different angle, right? And then we pivot the foot down. If I could get a good grip on it, but I don't. But the idea is, yeah, if you get the foot in this area, it feels like really stiff. It might break off like that. But once again, be very careful if you're swiveling the feet around on the ball. And finally, there's a toe hinge. Boom. For your accessories, first and foremost, you got the figma base, like the big figma base. I don't really see the point of it. I guess like for the running pose or whatnot. But still, I mean, I feel like a small one would have done it. I don't like these because they just take up too much space, but that's neither here nor there. Then we will also have the figma back, classic stuff. And then we have an energy effect, which has a tiny hole over here to just put the boot in there, but it doesn't really work out so well. Now, it would have been really nice if you could just put her on the energy effect, on the running effect, and have her hold the pose, but they really need to learn a thing about joint tolerance when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, remember like Storm collectibles? Like some Storm collectibles you can just balance on one leg. But this one, yeah, the joints just don't hold up the entire weight of the figure. As like the connection for the boot is not even that bad, but yeah, it's just such a shame. Unfortunate, but still it looks like a cool piece. Has also some shading in there, which is very much appreciated. And then for the faces, we got the one on the left side, which has like the eyes closed. Looks kind of like happy but tired. And then the joyous smile on the other side. Always have like the rosy cheeks. I don't know if you noticed that, but there's a little bit of color on the cheeks. Make those stand out. And then we got hands, fist hands, holding hands, pointy fingers, and then just kind of straight hands, and well, both of them are a little bit folded up, posing hands. Got a little bit of options for that. And finally, we do have the microphone. Let me kind of just slide that in the hand so you get a good look at it. It's a regular microphone, nothing too fancy. Has a little bit of metallic on there because, of course, Horsegirls gotta be also idols because it's Japan. Final thoughts! This is a weird one because I generally like the look. Payne's awesome and the mold looks great. But then we get to the articulation first and foremost, and I really wish it would have been a lot tighter in the joints. However, what is here works. Also shoulders could be a lot better. But again, look at it right now. This is like I feel a satisfying running pose. Could it have been a lot more crazy, you know, like folded up like a pretzel? Yeah, but that's not really what I expect from Figma. If, you know, Amazing Yamaguchi does some, then I want to see that, absolutely. And then for the accessories again, you get like two faces, you got like a bunch of hands and a microphone and the energy effect and a giant bass. So, also like, I don't really know where I stand with the accessories. It's not all over the place, but then again, I feel like you really narrowed down the basics and you delivered a figure that can run like it's supposed to in the show. I also got the microphone, so she can sing! Yeah, overall, I mean, I like this figure, so for all you Mejiro McQueen and Umamusume fans, I can highly recommend this, because I think it's an overall really solid release. If you can still find it, because these figures dropped like quite a while ago. So, that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for figure reviews, VTuber stuff, and whatever Mejiro McQueen wants.